Hey, I hope you're doing well. And the topic of the day is having a great worship experience in your church without musicians. Certainly, with most churches being small, having all the musicians is a problem. So, what can we do about it? Number one, I'm asking you, uh, are you doing something personally about it? Are you teaching lessons? Or maybe if you're not qualified to teach lessons, are you investing in some piano courses on DVD or bass or drums? Courses on DVD? And are you encouraging your young people or following up with them, asking them, are you taking lessons? How's it going? Play something for me. Let me hear you play. All this affirmation and encouragement will help you. But if you're not doing any of that, what's going to happen is in 2 or 3 or 4 years, you're going to still be sitting where you are right now, wondering why you don't have any musicians. So take on some personal responsibility in this area and encourage and coach some people around you, because you'll be surprised the talent that is around you if you'll just invest in it. And then number two, let's talk about tracks. Now I know everyone said, "Oh, we don't want to use tracks. It's so limited and so structured." But let me tell you something. I have seen church after church have a dynamic worship experience in their church with tracks. I know of a particular church in Pennsylvania that I went to one time. I was blown away. In a matter of 8 years, they went from 3 people to 250 people on a Wednesday night Bible study, and they had no musicians. In fact, they didn't even use tracks. They just put in, they burnt 3 or 4 songs down to a CD and just pressed play. And I mean, they worshiped for about 20, 30 minutes, and it was unbelievable. So I'm asking you, get past this thinking that you can't use tracks. Let your worship segue between one song. I know that's part of the problem is when the track stops, what do we do? Well, first of all, don't stop it. Just burn 4 songs down onto a CD or to your iPad, or to an iPod of some MP3 player of some kind, and just press play and go 20 minutes, 30 minutes of just straight worship. Encourage your singers to worship between songs, and that will help the church be encouraged to worship between songs, and that will be the segue to create a smooth flow between tracks. You can set your tracks up with maybe a good praise song to start out, and maybe a follow-up good praise song of rejoicing, and then go into a great time of worship and ministry. And you can even have your people come up around the front for prayer while the tracks are playing and your singers are singing. If you don't even have singers, then you don't even have to have singers. Just let the tracks help lead, and maybe just one person sing along with the tracks. But I'm telling you, there are a lot of advantages with tracks. Number one, you can do almost any style of song. Your singers are never late. They never have attitudes, and everybody's always on time, ready to go when you get there. And so I'm telling you, don't dwell on the negatives of it. Start looking for the positives about it, because it can be an amazing tool for every church. I really do believe, regardless of the size of your church, you can have a dynamic worship experience. If you're not an iClub member, I really encourage you to become an iClub member. Go to markcondoniclub.com. There's over 4 years worth of tracks from so many different artists. Reggie Stone from Christ Church, Martha Munizzi, Trink Corey. IBC has certainly pumped out a lot of great music, and certainly ourselves. We got a lot of good music on there that you can use, and so many artists. Clint Brown, Israel, Ricardo Sanchez, all those artists have contributed, and there's over 4 years worth of tracks, and you're rare and ready to go with great worship. It never ever has to be a limitation in your church again. And then, of course, as you develop and as you grow, start having your players sing and play along with the tracks. And if they're an iClub member, the charts are in there. They can learn all the right chords and play right along with, and maybe the musicians can help you segue between. But it's a great way to get started. Don't let the lack of musicians or the lack of singers limit you from having a dynamic worship experience in your church, because it can be done and has been done, and you're only a few minutes away from being ready to do that for your own church. So I hope this encourages you and hope it helps you. If you have any questions, certainly I'd love for you to get to one of our Power Worship conferences, because we go into this a little bit more detail. But email me or get on Facebook and ask, and maybe if I don't even help, give you the answer you need. I'm sure there's a lot of other churches that are in this same boat. So hope this helps you. God bless, and keep looking for updates on Facebook, and because we're talking about a lot of these topics that I'm hoping will help you and move further in your worship experience in your church. God bless. Have a great day.